Hello, it's Mr. MacGyver. Welcome to the MacGyver YouTube channel. I'm going to be doing a quick video here on a story I saw. Um, this is here on MalaysiaChronicle.com. It's talking about, it was also in the Sun, the London Sun paper, I believe it is. Uh, Either way, this story is about a little boy, age 4, who has a mark of the devil on his chest. Um, it's also called the what is the sign of Mammon, I believe it is. Symbol of Mammon, the sign of the devil's firstborn, as some believe. Um, the parents of a boy age 4 were horrified when a mark of the devil appeared on his chest. Sharon Lewis and Robbie Jones spotted the crosshair imprint as they got son Samuel ready for bed. The sinister sign is proving a devil to explain. The imprint has baffled his parents, teachers, and even the family's GP or general practitioner. Shocked Sharon, excuse me, 37 of Market Drayton, Schropp, said yesterday, "It is a nightmare. Some people have said it's the symbol of Mammon, the sign of the devil's firstborn, which has been very upsetting. Just looking at it made me shake, thinking something unnatural had visited my boy. Something or someone made the sign on him, but we just can't explain how." Sharon, an adult care worker, said there was no mark on Samuel when she gave him a bath and put him to bed on May the 23rd. The lad dressed himself for school next morning, and the couple spotted the symbol that night. Sharon said, "I took off his uniform, and there it was, two concentric circles with a cross through the middle. I asked Samuel if he'd had a bump at school or fallen over, but he said no. He looked at it in the mirror and, like Robbie and myself, could not explain it." Samuel suffers from a rare brittle bone disorder, and we assumed that he had slept with a toy or something pressed into him, but he said he hadn't. "We stripped off his sheets and found nothing." Here's a close-up of the image. Fearing he had a skin infection or rash, they took him to the doctor. She said the doctor said it was not a rash. The mark was not sore, and there was no surrounding reddening. He admitted he hadn't a clue what it was. "We were confused and frightened." When Samuel returned to school after the half-term break, Sharon asked his teachers at Henstock Primary if they could explain it, but they knew of no incidents. It felt strange getting involved in that stuff, but we were, and still are, desperate to find the truth. Sharon, who has two children, Joe and Hannah, from a previous relationship, said the whole thing has been a nightmare. "You see this kind of thing on scary sci-fi films. It isn't supposed to happen to families like us." Mhm. The marking stayed on the right of Samuel's chest for 3 weeks before finally fading on June 16th. The symbol features in the 2005 Keanu Reeves movie Constantine. A priest carves it into his hand after a nightmare. Mammon is said to be one of the seven princes of hell and used the crosshair symbol as his calling card. He is associated with the deadly sin of greed. The symbol appears in Egyptian tomb paintings and carvings dating back to 1500 BC and cave paintings in Italy, apparently depicting visits by beings from outer space. Some amateur researchers say it is a branding from an alien abduction. Okay, so there's a couple of things that are very interesting. One is that the symbol is featured in the movie Constantine. If you've not seen it, I would probably I would recommend that you watch it. You see a lot of interesting information in that movie. Um, but yeah, so just going over this article for myself, I saw a couple of things that stood out. One was the date, May the 23rd. 2014. There's that 2-3 numbering that we see quite a bit. Um, also, thought it was interesting about the meaning of the names. Okay, the child's name is Samuel. The name Samuel is a Hebrew baby name. In Hebrew, the meaning of the name Samuel is name of God, asked of God, heard by God. Samuel was also the prophet who anointed Saul and David as kings of Israel in the Old Testament. Okay, so then we go to the meaning of the mother's name, right? In some countries like Israel, Sharon is a unisex name. It derives from an Israelite place meaning forest. In Hebrew, referring to a fertile plain near the coast of Israel, this gives its name to a type of flowering shrub, the rose of Sharon. Okay, so I don't know exactly why, but I believe God knows why. So when I read that, about the rose of Sharon, it and Samuel, for some reason, it just struck a chord with me about the wilderness in this scripture here. It um, the original scripture is here. It says, "For the Lord will comfort Zion; He will comfort all her waste places. He will make her wilderness like Eden, and her desert like the garden of the Lord. Joy and gladness will be found in it, thanksgiving and the voice of melody." And then again, and this is, I believe, in reference to John the Baptist. Here is Matthew 3:3. "For this is he who was spoken of by the prophet Isaiah, saying, the voice of one crying in the wilderness, prepare the way of the Lord, make his paths straight." So to me, it's saying that, again, interesting that the sign stayed on the boy for 3 weeks. Um, just some interesting, parallels with the numbers and the names of this story. Uh, I believe it could be a sign trying to point people to the straight and narrow path, because um, Christ is the only way. So maybe this was just a sign, to the parents and to those who are unbelievers that the Lord is calling. The study of names is onomastics or onomatology, and just by doing a just cursory definition of the names of not all but just the child and his mother, you can see like what is the Lord really trying to tell us in this story. Well, I, of course, always believe that the Lord is wooing, calling all of those who have not yet accepted, to come out of her, come out of this place, the fornications of the world and the adulteries, of the horror of Babylon system. He's calling us to come out of it. So maybe this is just a sign pointing us closer to come closer to Christ. He's given us another way to see him in daily events. Let me know what you think. Hit me up in the comment section. Thanks for everyone watching. Till next time, God bless you.